Yeah, no, I'm separate, but I'm.
And you used to battle rap?
Well, that's how I started. Not official battle rapping, just me and the homies slinging bars at each other. But that's how I started rapping. So like, I got a very technical look on it from the very beginning.
Okay.
So when I hear dudes just saucing all over the track, I'm like, you're wasting studio time, dude.
But what's the difference?
You know what I mean?
What's the difference between that? I mean, because it's
Well, you start the interview.
it's two totally different.
Yeah, we'll start the interview. My name is SplytSecond. That's SplytSecond. Don't blink, you'll miss the entire verse. The best rapper in Broward, but they don't know it yet. So that's me.
Where does that name come from? What does it mean?
SplytSecond. Well, actually, what's really funny is, and a lot of my fans are gonna see this, are gonna love this part. That was not my first name. My first artist name was J-Bomb, and I got that from my high school football coach. He used to call me that. But I realized I couldn't call myself that, especially given where I was from at the time. Having Bomb in my artist name, it wasn't a good combination at all. So after that, I changed my name to Genocide. I spelled it all kinds of crazy wrong. There's a J and a Y, and just the spelling was hella off. So I rolled with that name for a minute. If you go on YouTube, you'll see a tiny bit of my music under that name. But I realized that name made me really linear. And around about that same time, I started rapping how I do, quick, very technical. So I decided to choose something that was indicative of that change, and so I chose SplytSecond, SplytSecond. The SplyT, the first part, is a backronym, and it stands for Speed, Precision, Lyricism, Yarn Together. So that's where the name came from. The idea is that's how long it takes for me to body somebody. That's the idea. It's not because I'm fast. It's because I can body you that quickly. So that's what it's for.
Okay, but that being said, you mentioned that you chose to basically have a different flow, a faster flow. Mm-hmm. What caused you to do that?
Well, from the very early stages of me rapping, I had such influences as people like M.O.P., DMX, Busta Rhymes, early Busta Rhymes. So my style was very aggressive, very to the point. And I was also listening to people like Tech Nine, Twista, Pharoah Monch, very technical rappers. And Tech is quick, he's fast, and so is Twista. However, it wasn't those two that had me start rapping fast, actually. It was these two rappers named Dilemma and D-Lock. D-Lock, the Gill God. They're both these two rappers from Kansas City. They were rapping with Tech Nine for a long time. And those were the guys that made me say, wow, I want to rap like that. Very, quick rapid fire pace. So for a while, I was just kind of just honing, trying to see how fast I could shell out the words. It didn't even matter what I was really saying at the time. And, once I finally got out of that stage, I realized that I wanted to be a lot more technical with what I was saying, be it fast or otherwise. So then I started going back to my roots. So we're talking Pharoah, we're talking Wu-Tang Clan, we're talking Slaughterhouse, we're talking Eminem, and that's where I base most of the skill I put into it, just with what I'm saying and how the words go.
Okay.
So that's how that goes.
And do you think that's something that everybody could learn, the way to spitting that fast, or is that something that just comes with talent?
The fast rapping part?
Yeah.
I don't think everybody can learn how to do it, but I do believe most people can learn it to a certain degree. You don't always want to rap as fast as you possibly can. You know what I'm saying? It's like a car. If you have a car that can go, 0 to 60 in a couple seconds, that's great. But then if you look at your max speed and you say, oh, my car can go 300 miles per hour, what road are you going to go 300 miles per hour on?
Right.
Realistically.
Right.
Okay, that's a waste.
Right.
Versus a car, all right, the max on this car is 150. Cool. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, it's not all about speed. Mm-hmm. Everybody can rap a little faster than they probably do.
Right.
But just a little is the key. It's the key.
Okay. It's something I always wondered too with fast rappers like that is, do you have to write twice the amount of bars Okay. So,
Well, you have to write more because you're saying more.
right.
And it looks like more. It definitely looks
Yeah,
like more.
Right.
And so it probably is more. Yes.
That's a little harder then, yeah? Because
Ah.
each of your verses are twice as long as what a regular verse would be, huh?
Well, I mean, if you're rapping that fast,
Right.
the whole verse, then yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but I personally don't do that
You
anymore.
just pick it up.
Yeah, you just pick it up, pick up the pace, drop it some, chill for a minute, pick it up again, drop it some more. It fluctuates.
Right.
That's how you want a good balance.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So, I mean, tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, where are you from? How did you grow up? What were some of your influences? What makes you you?
All right. I was born in Coral Springs back in 1994. My parents had just come to Florida from Brooklyn and also Queens. One of them is from Brooklyn, one's from Queens. So, we came to Florida, and I was raised in Coral Springs until I was about 7 or 8. It was nice, gated community. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I'm a poverty baby. No, in Coral Springs, and then my family moved to Saudi Arabia. The reason behind that is because we're Muslims. It's a Muslim family, so they decided, hey, let's raise our Muslim children in a Muslim country. And I was gonna have to be over there at some point, anyways, because as part of the religious duties, I would have had to make the pilgrimage to the holy city of Mecca, which is in Saudi Arabia. So it made it a lot easier that it was a 2-hour drive as opposed to a 20-hour flight when the time came for me to do it. So, that's why we were over there, and we were over there for about 17 years. And I came back once in 2013 for about a year to do college in Virginia, and then I went back because I didn't go so well. And then I spent a year over there again in Saudi Arabia, and then I came back to Florida like last summer.
Okay.
So I was here officially to stay since last summer.
Now, you mentioned you're a Muslim rapper. Is there any cons to that? Do you get any slack for that? Because there's a big thing going on in the country now.
Yeah, you're right. Usually no, because when people hear that, I'm Muslim and that I'm also a rapper, they start to think, okay, well, maybe he's not just sitting there scheming on how to blow the country to hell. Maybe he's doing something else with his life. You know what I'm saying? And that's what needs to happen. It's part of our religious duty to be upstanding citizens, believe it or not. We're supposed to be upstanding citizens of the country that we're in. And since a nice, 1.3 billion of us are in the States, that's what we're supposed to do. That's what we're supposed to do.
Right.
Doesn't mean everybody does that, unfortunately.
Right.
So, it's nice to kind of be able to clear up the water when it comes to that misconception because, all right, so I'm Muslim. Some people are Christian, some people are Jewish. Realistically, there's not that much a difference between the three religions. It's just one of us gets a really bad slack and the other two don't.
Right.
So it's nice. From Muslims, particularly, because, people are on the fence about whether or not you're allowed to even listen to music in the religion. Some people are on the fence about it. Some people say yes, some people say no. So it's a big debate. But when it comes to that, I try to, leave everything in the hands. I leave everything in the hands of God for that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that me presenting poetry to drums in the back of it is a bad thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And there are other scholars in the religion that agree with me. So I just run with that.
Okay, so, on a lighter note, tell me about the Akuma beat you got on.
Okay, when I started getting really technical again, I adopted the mantle of the lyrical Akuma. That's my nickname. If you Google that, my name is also probably going to come. And the reason I chose that is because, one, I really like that character. I really like Akuma. He's really cool. I actually picked up Tekken 7 2 days ago, so I'm all over that. You know what I mean? So, I like the beats. When I was younger, I had a really big struggle with what kind of accessory I was going to use. You know what I'm saying? I went from, silver chain to I had a rope pendant of my logo. And then I said, it'd be really cool, the beads that Akuma has. Just some big beads, a big beaded necklace.
Right.
You know, because most people when they look at it, they get like a religious vibe from it. They think, oh, you might be Buddhist, or oh, you might be this.
Like some Buddha beads.
Yeah, some Buddha beads.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not Buddhist, but I like them.
Right.
Realistic. It's really down to that. I like it.
That's cool. I like that because you know instead of a gold chain, you
yeah,
got,
instead of a gold
cool
chain,
beads.
it's the
you
beads.
You can tell what type of person you are.
Exactly. Plus, it's cheaper. It's much cheaper. You know, I got this on Etsy for $25. I don't need to buy another one for like until this is what. So,
right.
You know, that's me. And I don't mock nobody wearing any jewelry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's just not what I do. That's all.
Yeah.
That's just me. Yeah.
Okay. So some hypotheticals, man.
Sure.
You know, what do you want to be doing in the next 5 years with your music?
Everything, man. I wanna be doing everything, and by everything I mean, well, first things first, all across the board. I want to be able to support my life with my music. I want to be able to make music, bring in money, pay the bills. I don't know, floss in whips or whatever they do today. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So you know, just that. That's the first thing. The second thing is I want the freedom to do the kind of music that I want to do. You know what I mean? Because, you know, although I have all these crazy influences, you know what I'm saying, before I was listening, because there was a before I was listening to rap. There's such a thing, okay? I was listening to like Linkin Park and Breaking Benjamin and Dragon Force and Disturbed and all of that. I still do. I'm not going to front, okay? But, you know, my scope of music is very large. You know what I'm saying? I mess with some EDM. I mess with some orchestral music. I mess with some, you know, rock music. It's a huge thing, you know, for music. And a big thing in 5 years, for example, I want to be able to have the freedom to cross however I'd like to. All right, I'm rapping to some EDM. I'm rapping to some rock music. I'm rapping to this. I'm rapping to that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to be doing in the next 5 years.
And is there anybody you specifically would love to collaborate with in the industry?
I mean, of course. Like in the industry or
anybody.
Or anything. Well, in the industry.
If you had the chance.
If I had the chance just to pick anybody, it'd be a really, really hard decision to pick either between Slaughterhouse, maybe Eminem, maybe Tech. But then there's all types of people in between. I'd get on a track with Bus. I'd get on a track with Twista. You know, just to see what happens. You know, not even necessarily to one up this guy. Okay. Right. So, but you know, there's that. A lot of rock music I listen to, you know, Linkin Park especially, because you know they do hip hop related stuff. That'd be awesome. You know, Shinoda, you know, he's really entrenched in the hip hop community anyways. You know, there's the Snow Goons, there's this producer team in Germany. Crazy. You know, some old school dudes, you know, Rakim, give me Rakim. Give me Rakim. Give me Rakim, give me KRS, give me Big Daddy Kane, give me the Wu-Tang Clan. There you go. It's just too many people to name.
All right. You know his stuff.
Yeah. Too many people.
And you were in a group before?
Yes. The first rap group I was a part of was, oh man, I don't want to do this. The first rap group I was part of was called the DOG Squad. And it was me under the name of initially J-Bomb, but then later Genocide.
What does that mean, the DOG Squad?
The DOG, we never figured out what it was just that. It was just that. And it was me and these other two rappers, CFT and G Slim. Slim is still rapping now. He goes under a different name. CFT is just living in Chicago. You know, so we had that, and when they left the country, because they left the country, that's really why the group stopped. They left the country. So then I joined this other group called the DSK, which stands for the Desert Street Kings. And there were like a bunch of other rappers on that. You know, it was lots of fun. We did what do you call that? An audition for an entertainment group. Okay. We didn't make the cut because that's another story for another time. But you know, that was fun. You know, we used to go hang out with them all the time. We used to go over there. All right, who's dropping what track? Who's doing what? We're doing this. We collectively entered the, you know, Hobson.
Yeah.
Yeah, we entered his don't F up your beats contest for 2000. Like I think it was 13 or 14 or 15 or something. I can't remember. Maybe even before that. You know, that was a really good run with DSK. You know, it was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, you know, there was a stylistic difference between me and 3 other artists on the DSK and then the rest of them.
Okay.
Because I think in total there was like 7. So that stylistic difference kind of created a rift between us. And, you know, we were much younger. So, you know, people were in their feelings and stuff. So what happened was, you know, we had a falling out, we broke off. And me and the other 3 formed the group I was just a part of, the Sith Lords. You know, the idea was that, you know, we were very technical, very, very meticulous with how we made our music and stuff. And, you know, the other guys, and that's not that they were bad at making music. It's that it wasn't the same style. You know what I'm saying? It was Eminem being in the same group as, now I don't want to be disrespectful, but Eminem being in the same group as, like, I don't know, give me 2 Chainz. You know what I'm saying? Not that one is bad and one is good. It's just the stylistic difference was what I'm talking about. So, so yes, Sith Lords was effectively the last group that I was a part of. Yeah.
So now you're moving forward as a solo artist.
I'm moving forward as a solo artist. You know, I left the country, so, you know, they're still over there, and they're making their music solo, so we're all doing our solo thing. I do want to come back together with them on a track, actually, for my next project. But yeah, we're all like solo artists now. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's cool.
So any shout outs that you want to give out? Also let the people know where they can find your music.
Where are you going to find my music? All right. Well, first of all, SplytSecond, SplytSecond, one word, no spaces, on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever. Most of my updates and stuff and my music is on YouTube. I have my album out on Bandcamp if you wanted to support it. As far as shout-outs goes, of course, you know, the Desert Street Kings, the Sith Lords, of course. I miss you guys. You know what I'm saying? My boy Young Nerdy overseas, Animals of Paradise Clothing. As for Florida artists, I want to say what's up to my boy Make Dollars Not Cents. I see you. You know what I'm saying? Musical Moguls Miami, The Platform, a bunch of people, you know, they're doing really big things for artists in Florida. So, you know, that's good.
All right.
That's good.
And usually at the end of the interview, we ask, you know, the artists if they could spit something for the audience. You got something you can spit real quick?
Real quick.
Just real quick, just like
real quick.
no pun intended.
Pun intended, yeah.
I guess I could give you something. Yeah. All right, yeah, I can give you something. All right, yo, listen. I'm the nicest ever, and that's the harshest truth. Walk a fight with the spitter with the largest shoes. I guess it's hard to choose. I got bars that force producers to pay me to rap in their studio and have them send the money on PayPal. So if there's a blackout, I'll electrically charge the booth. These are bars that spark aloof all the y'all recruits. You gotta be on par to juke the pressure I put on your retarded troops. But they will be cowardly fast. How with the gas inside of a plastic bag when I take their guns away, so that when I take them out with the trash, I don't have to worry about when garbage shoots.
All right, man.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for coming out, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bobby.
All right.
Sunblazed Records, we on.